Katie.
It is a chilly start. Going to need those seat heaters on. Out on the roads right now, Route 2 looks good. The Mass Pike, most of our roadways to the west, 495, no issues. Same thing with roads to the south, 95, 24, and Route 3 up to the Braintree split. There are some overnight work crews out there. They should be out of the way in the next half hour. 93 looks good all the way out of New Hampshire, getting down to the Zachem Bunker Hill Bridge. Antoinette?
Hey, Katie.
Quiet right now, Cindy. Thank you, but we will watch because, of course, Wednesdays get pretty busy for that morning commute. Right now, things look good heading into the city of Boston over the Zachem Bunker Hill Bridge. Downtown, we could see some of those overnight work crews still. They should pick up in the next 15 minutes or so. Looks good on 95, 24, and Route 3. We'll watch the Braintree split fill in first right now, getting up onto the expressway. Very light volume, hardly any company out there by Columbia Road. It's an 8-minute ride, Braintree to Boston. Doug and Antoinette. But it's not going to last very long, unfortunately. Taking a live look out at the Mass Pike by BU, you can see just how quiet it is. We do have that right lane closure there. The orange cones will tell you about it. Looking at the whole ride from 495 inbound, it looks pretty good. 128 to downtown, take you 10 minutes right now. Roads to the south, very clear, but we are starting to see just a little blip of traffic building at the Braintree split. Antoinette.
My Charlie site set to launch.
Yeah, Doug, the current My Charlie site is set to expire in just hours, and according to the MB.
Might as well make myself some. Here, hold this for a minute, will you please?
Yeah. Well, maybe laminate your poster
Oh,
this year.
yeah. Don't use watercolors.
No, it's looking like we might have some rain during parade time. Still watching the timing. It's only next week, and of course, next week is Thanksgiving week, and it does look like a dry start to the week if you've got some travel plans.
That is good for all that travel.
Yeah.
Thank you, Cindy. South and into the city of Boston. 495 looks good up through Tewksbury. 93 out of Andover. A nice ride down to 128. 128 down to the Zachem Bunker Hill Bridge. Take you about 10 minutes. Still going to watch roads to the west and the south. South will fill in first about 15 minutes from now. Doug?
All right.
Out there this morning, Katie?
No, it's kind of pretty quiet out there for 5:32, but right on cue, we're watching things back up at the Braintree split. That quiet, it's not going to stick around. We're going to see things fill in the next half hour or so, especially starting here on the expressway. Roads inside 128. Looking at Columbia Road on the northbound side, getting busier, 16 minutes, Braintree to Boston. If you're taking the T, all lines starting the morning off on time. Doug and Antoinette.
A bit busier out there now, Katie?
It is, and I've told you that 5:30 is really the time we watch the roads to the south fill in, and they are doing just that. We've already moved that Braintree split traffic up onto the expressway. Now we're starting to see roads outside of 128 fill in. Example at the top of 95, and then the top of 24 getting up into Randolph. Same thing, top of Route 3. A little bit slow on the expressway by the gas tank, but that HOV lane is open and moving for you. 93 southbound, getting a little filled in at the Zachem Bridge Lever Connector area. Also starting to see a little bit of stop and go out of Andover on 93. Same thing through that Reading Woburn stretch. Doug and Antoinette.
Out there now, Katie?
Yeah, definitely watching things fill in for sure. And I'm watching a couple of crashes. We got this one in Boxborough on 495 northbound at exit 75. That's right at Route 111. Not seeing any delays just yet, but we'll see how long it sticks around. I'm also watching some police activity in the breakdown lane. This is in Sharon on 95 southbound, right after Route 1. Getting up to the split there is a little slow. Same thing, 24 northbound in Randolph, approaching 93. Doug and Antoinette.
All right, Katie.
It just popped up in Worcester, but that crash in Boxborough, it's 495 northbound at exit 75, right at Route 111. If it sticks around, we could see some delays start to build. There aren't any right now. This other one that I'm watching is in Worcester on Route 9 near Elizabeth Street. I'm also watching some police activity in the breakdown lane, 95 southbound after Route 1. Antoinette?
All right.
Always fun.
I figured out what the snowman was doing.
Oh.
He's trying to dodge the raindrops that we're anticipating, so the snowman doesn't
Melting.
melt.
It's gonna be warm enough for the snow to melt.
It's going to be warm, but it's going to be wet, I think, in Plymouth. But dry early next week, big travel week for the Thanksgiving
Very
holiday.
much.
Yeah, we'll be watching that as well.
We love when we don't see any serious weather in that Tuesday, Wednesday time frame.
Yeah, still working on Saturday.
On eastbound side near Elizabeth Street. Where I am seeing delays is down in Sharon. This is actually some police activity happening on the southbound side of 95 by Route 1, but you can see those delays on the northbound side. They're curiosity delays. They've got a car pulled over. They're waiting for a tow. Sky 5 just made its way kind of past Route 24 on 93, trying to approach that 95 stage. Looks like everything's moving well in both directions. Doug?
All right, Katie.
Here, Katie?
Yeah, a couple of crashes that I'm watching, and one of them is look to be right on the northbound side of the expressway by Columbia Road. See where everything's kind of filling in here, and then it eases up. It might be blocking a lane. We're trying to get better eye on it. 30 minutes for that drive time, though. That's pretty heavy from Braintree to Boston. Then out to the west, a couple of crashes. One in Worcester, Route 9 eastbound near Elizabeth Street. The other one in Boxborough, 495 northbound at exit 75. That's Route 111. Route 1 area of 95 in Foxborough and Sharon, where we had that earlier police activity, doing better. So those delays on the northbound side are subsiding. Doug and Antoinette.
All right. Out there, Katie?
Yeah, a couple of things that I'm watching right now. We've got a new crash on the expressway. It's northbound by Columbia Road, and it looks to be blocking the left lane. So you can see it on that Columbia Road camera there, that left lane is blocked and traffic behind it just a little bit slow getting by. 2 crashes on Route 2, one in Lancaster eastbound on Route 2 near Route 70, exit 103. The other one in Harvard eastbound on Route 2 near exit 109. So I'll watch those for you. We're also seeing delays out of Andover on 93 southbound, 128. Linfield through Wakefield. I'll time out the rest of your rides just ahead. Antoinette. Fun as that concert, that's for sure. But yeah, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, those are our 3 days in a row for the heaviest traffic of the week. Looking at the expressway, looks like we just about were about to clear that crash blocking the left-hand lane near Columbia Road, but it's causing that drive time to bump up significantly. 50 minutes about from Braintree to Boston. 93 looks better, but this is going to extend up toward 128, so that time will go up 31 minutes right now from 128 down to the Zachem Bunker Hill Bridge. And then out to the west, the Mass Pike, 40 minutes. That's a long ride between 495 and 128 on the eastbound ride. Gets a little better after that, 17 minutes from 128 to downtown. There's that sunshine out there through Alston Brighton. Going to warm us up into the 50s, Cindy.
Yeah. It'll speed up and get out of here sooner.
We won't let rain on our parade rain on our parade.
No.
People